All right, Grand Rising, everyone. It's Shay Seeking, and yeah, we're gonna do something different today. Again, I don't know. I just get triggered, or it's been put on my heart to, share things, and I just do it, right? So, um, I was cleaning, and well, I wasn't cleaning, but I was getting some stuff together for something that I'm working on, and I just noticed a book on the bookshelf that didn't have a title on the binding. And I pulled it out and I said, oh, I don't remember buying this, but I think I do now. It's called 6,000 Years of History. And I never really got into it, you know, but it's going in on Moses and Augustus Caesar and Muhammad and all these different people, okay? And I don't know, for some reason, I just opened it up to this page and started to read. Because again, it just happens sometimes that way. And this is a portion of the book. Well, I guess it's called Foreign Statesmen. And I guess this is the part about Muhammad. And I'm just going to start on page 142. And I'm just going to start like in the paragraph. Okay. Um, so it says his power was further increased by the submission of several of the Arab tribes. The truce with the uh, Quraysh had been made for 10 years, but Muhammad easily found a pretext for charging them with its its violation. Easily found a pretext for charging them with the violation, and with an army of 10,000 men, he marched to the conquest of Mecca. The Quraysh, unprepared and in dismay, admitted him to the city. Now, again, it's something about me and these female goddesses or just entities in general when it comes to any of these type of texts that it just draws me in, right? So we're looking at the term city. Now, again, plenty of times I tell you guys earth, soil, land, trees, city, these things represent individuals sometime throughout history, we're just saying, right? So, I noticed that city, the noun in etymology, we're just going to go all the way down. Originally, citizenship, condition, or right of a citizen, a membership of a community, later community of citizen state, commonwealth. But it was very interesting, used, for instance, in the Gaulish tribes. Again, okay. Okay, we won't go there. The civis townmen, to lie, also forming words for bed couch with a secondary sense of beloved dear. I thought that was interesting because we're going to go into the story and it's talking about a female here that goddess or whatever. And I guess a small portion of the storyline of this goddess. So, let's see. Measure of land, Siva, to lie asleep, a cradle, family of domestic servants, Letish. Wait, what is it? What's her name? Oh, it's Taif al-Lat is the goddess we're going to talk about. So, I guess that's kind of So for it to be Latish Siva, wife, member of a household. Okay. So anyhow, yeah, so I thought that that was very unique. So basically right here, we're probably talking about this woman. um, so let's see. Admitted him to the city. Okay. With no attempt at resistance. Abu Sufyan presented the keys, observed that the son of Abdallah had acquired a mighty kingdom and confessed under the... Okay, apologies, I was interrupted. um, okay. The son of Abdallah had acquired a mighty kingdom and confessed under the scimitar, I don't know, of Omar, that he was the apostle of God. Muhammad had no intentions of wreaking vengeance upon the city of his birth. Now, it's funny because it's saying the beloved or dear. I mean, I'm wondering if this is what we could be talking about. Again, wreaking vengeance on that city. It says 28 of its people were slain by the sword of Khalid, and 11 men and 6 women were proscribed by the sentence of Muhammad. There his severity ended. The Quraysh, I hope I'm pronouncing that properly, were prostrate at his feet. They earned their pardon by the profession of Islam, and after an exile of 7 years, the fugitive missionary was, and I find it funny how we say 7 years, because then, even when we're talking about like so-called slavery in the biblical text, it's usually not called exile, but slavery or something, servitude for 7 years. I don't know. So anyways, the fugitive missionary was enthroned as prince and prophet of his native country. The 360 idols of Kaaba were destroyed. The prophet again performed the duties of a pilgrim, and a perpetual law was enacted that no unbeliever should dare to set his foot within the precincts of the holy city. So again, are we talking about a holy beloved or dear, or, let's see, a large important town. So, anyways, the fame and power of Muhammad now brought to him the allegiance of the greater number of Arab tribes. They had only to renounce their idols. So again, only to renounce their idols and to accept Islam, to be admitted on an equal footing with his old adherents to a participation in the spoils of a war of conquest. So even, no, because I guess she was a queen of the prior pre-Islamic group. When I went to look at some images of this, it kind of really reminded me of Mesoamerica. Mesopotamian or Sumerian. I don't know. It's kind of like what it reminded me of. Okay, they only had to renounce their idols, with his old adherence to the participation in spoils of war and conquest. A few tribes which ventured upon resistance were speedily reduced by arms, and the creed which they would not accept willingly was imposed upon them by force. Wow. So even let's look at creed really quick. I'm seeing, let's just see. Believed to mean a statement of belief of any subject. A creed or rule of faith or symbol is a confession of faith for public use. Forms of word setting, authority, certain, excuse me. Any system of principles or belief. The written body of teachings of religious groups are generally accepted by that group. Creed, agreement, in a certain sense. So, let's see. Okay, so it was put on them by force, right? In vain, they pleaded for a compromise, for some concession. 10 ambassadors from the besieged of Taif proceeded to Medina to make terms of submission. They asked that fornication, usury, and wine drinking should be permitted to their people. But Muhammad was inflexible, and they consented reluctantly to surrender the point when they were told that, the heck? What is that? Oh, okay. Indispensable as these three practices might seem, other Muslims had learned to give them up. There was more difficulty about the goddess of Ta'if. One second. Okay. Let's see. Surrender the point. They were told, okay. As these three practices might seem, other Muslims had learned to give them up. There was more difficulty about the goddess of Ta'if, Alat. The ambassadors begged that as a concession to the foolish multitude, they might retain her for 3 years. When they found Muhammad resolute, they came down successively to 2 years, 1 year, a month. Even this was refused. Muhammad's sole concession was that they should not be obligated to destroy the goddess with their own hands. The city surrendered. The emissaries of Muhammad entered and destroyed the idol. And thereafter the people of Taif were worshippers of Allah. Let's see. A deity, pagan. So again, the pagan, whenever we're talking about pagan, again, it's just my opinion that pagan is just basically talking about like how we're talking about a pre-Islamic goddess. This would represent someone that she would originally probably had in mind or worshipped as a deity or a god prior to another conquering group coming in and taking that away. So again, I think even when we're talking about the biblical text, we always have to remember that, okay, we do talk about the Egyptians in the biblical text, but, and we talk about them in a certain way. But you always have to remember that even, the Bible being written in 1611, supposedly, prior to that, people had whatever they already had prior to religion or Christianity or any of the, so we're talking about pre-religious groups. So that's like you knowing something and that working for you and someone else coming in, conquering your nation and then forcing you. So we also have to remember that. So that's why when it comes to the biblical text, it's hard for me to see how we can't connect the dots that, okay, religion, these things were what people originally had before religion. And then someone of a, a God came in, and this is just telling it like it would be. And then told these people or gave them the Bible or a book or something, the Quran, or in a religious aspect, in order to now worship this. I mean, it's not even throwing shade or anything. It's just like we have, I mean, come on, let's remember that part. And then after that, then now these religions have taken, hold of the people, and you're worshiping those particular gods. So again, I mean, it's just a way to look, just because we're looking at this as a story, past, present, and future, as his story. This is the way that they tell it. So again, just remembering that now, knowing that people are now realizing the fact that you were. So again, all of that is mixed in. There's portions of what people did prior to mixed in, and that would be sinful ways or wicked ways, or, you know what I'm saying? It's just a way of looking at it. So again, graven image, pagan god, but okay, especially apparition, ghost, and again, are we talking about like a spirit in a sense or something else? But using church Latin for false god, and again, false to who? Because on this channel, we're just investigating and looking at it, and we're not even looking at it from a religious aspect. This is like a place we come to open our eyes to the way things actually could have possibly gone, as opposed to what religious aspects have been given. So it even, goes on to say, and I'm even thinking like twin flame or something like that. Not twin flame, but like, you know what I'm saying? Some kind of way in that. Okay, where it says a mental image, I guess, even with the book The Spring and all these other things that have come along, excuse me, looking at this Greek eidolon, which is reminding me of echelon for some reason. Phantom, material image, a statue. Shape, likeness, resemblance. Okay. So anyways, you guys can look at this on your own. But then again, almost like how we look at education as something coming away from what would be original or organic, and then indoctrinating or basically forcing or training you with something new. So again, away. Okay. Someone who is false or untrustworthy. A person so adored, a human object of adoring or devotion. So again, even thinking about how when it comes to ancestors and okay. So again, So it's almost like even a person so adored. So these, like, even how I noticed that, like, with the religious aspect, there's a lot of, walking away from ancestors, which again, if we're looking at this as an educational purposes, right? Is that where people lost their power? See, like, and that's what I'm saying. Is that where people actually really lost their power by losing that and having that severed? So, I'm just looking at this. I don't know much about the book or much about any of this, but for some reason I just wanted to read it. So let's see where we at. Okay. Hold on, give me a second. Okay. They came down with the time, destroying the goddess. They didn't want to do it with their own hands. Almost remind me of like another aspect when it comes to, I don't know if this is like a Jewish way of looking at things, like they weren't supposed to persecute them with their own hands, but they can use something in order to do it. I don't know if I'm thinking even when we're talking about in the, not the Torah, but the Talmud, maybe, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I'm just remembering something that has to do with that aspect. And when I say like Christianity, I'm talking about like the whole, you know, way of looking at like God and Jesus or the Mary, you know, in that way. Okay, so, and destroyed the idol. Okay, so again, this is you know, and thereafter the people of Taif were worshippers of Allah. Within 3 years after his conquest of Mecca, all Arab, apart from vassals of Greece and Persia, was at the feet of the Prophet. His lieutenants on the shores of the Red Sea, the ocean, and the Gulf of Persia were saluted by the acclamations of a faithful people, and the ambassadors who knelt before the throne of Medina were as numerous as the dates that fell from the the maturity of a palm tree. So again, you know, I'm still thinking Mesopotamia. I'm still thinking, again, with my theoretic approach of that having something to do with the Americas, and definitely somewhere in the South, possibly somewhere between the Carolinas or Carolinas over to the West. Again, I'm this is just my theoretic approach. The tribute which poured in upon the sovereign of Arabia from his grateful or submissive subject was applied to the service of religion. In the 10th year of the Hegira, he paid another visit to Mecca, which was likely a very triumphant. 104,000 Muslims accompanied this, which was to be the latest pilgrimage of the Prophet. So again, you know, I don't know. It's very kind of interesting because, you know, I see like correlations of things going on in these days that, I don't know, seem to correlate with this, I don't know, on a different level. So anyways, I'm probably going to go a little bit deeper into looking in on this. But until then, you know, I just feel like, yeah, I don't know, there's something here. There's some reason. I don't know. I'm gonna probably look more into this. Because there was something, you know. Sometimes I have these type of dreams, and we're not gonna go any further. But you know, it was like I had this I don't know, thought of something, because it was talking about like a rainy thunderstorm. You know, it's funny, I did that video the other day or yesterday, and I said that I haven't seen like a thunderstorm with real thunder and lightning in a while. And last night, I don't know, I'm telling y'all. So I don't know, we're not going to read anymore, we'll just stop there. But I just thought that that was very anyways, I'll see you guys soon. Again, I'm just right now just chilling. I'm trying to work on some things when it comes to my journals that I'm making, and you know, focus on that for now, and kind of just, you know, always doing me to the point where I'm just always thinking and, you know, dealing with the guides and source and, you know, doing inner work. So it's like, you know, I don't even know exactly what it is I do, but every time I go into one of these things just randomly, it just opens up another door to something. So anyways, I'll see you guys soon. Take care.